What is up, YouTube? PPS here. It is our YouTube play of the day video for opening day of the MLB season. Very, very excited to get after it today. Can't really describe it. Obviously, baseball's the sport I'm most involved with, the one I'm around every single day. So seeing it come back into the national spotlight is obviously awesome. Obviously, I have a lot of stuff to talk about on pitchers. Obviously, I do this stuff for a living. So I'm just really pumped for this season. So if you guys could, please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. And yeah, we can recap our last show. Biggest play of that day was Denny Avdia. Came through pretty easily after an absolutely terrible first quarter. Ended up having another huge day on Pass the Prop. I hope you guys have been tuning in because I think that's our fifth straight profitable show. I'm 5 for my last 10 on our long shots, and none of them have been under plus 500. So it's getting good. And obviously, I don't do a long shot very often, but obviously, I want to make sure that I get those out to you guys for those. But yeah, let's get into today's action. Really like the slate. Obviously, you're getting the best of the best on the bump. But yeah, there's a lot of, I would say, a lot of like variance out obviously on the first day, right? You usually give the pitchers the advantage a little bit, but also for me, I've been hooked a lot, so I do the buy down on the pitcher strikeouts. I don't even call it hooked because if it's like under 10, it's really not a hook, right? It's just in MLB, it's a little different. But for this, like I'm saying, I'll be buying down. If you haven't followed me much, I'm on FanDuel for most of my plays. You can even do these on a lot of offshore books where you buy down strikeout and correlate it with a hitter to get one hit in that game. And it's been very, very successful for me. It's probably been the most profitable way for me, just being able to combine because I usually just take the strikeouts straight or I take a hitter to get total bases because the hit props are a little too juiced up there. So just a heads up of what I'll be doing here today to start us off. So first one, I am going to Garrett Cole, and I'm going to Anthony Santander. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up my screen here. Let's check this out. There we go. So minus 122, Anthony Santander hit, Garrett Cole 7 strikeouts. Looking at this Giants lineup, I think Garrett Cole absolutely mows these dudes down. Just looking at even in his spring starts, right? He's been getting a decent amount of pitches in. Even at the beginning of March, he threw like 51, 61 pitches, 51 pitches, 37 for strikes. He was right on point from the start. I think Garrett Cole is going to absolutely have a phenomenal season this year. But for his standards, 3.5 ERA last year is very, very bad for him. And that's just how good he is. I'm looking at last year's opening day, and it is tough because he faced the Red Sox and gave up 3 runs in 4 innings, 70 pitches. But a lot of those were stress pitches, right? We had walks included in there. So I don't really look at that one too much. What I do look at is Garrett Cole's elite stuff that he is rolling with. 29% whiff percentage on his fastball, just his straight four-seam fastball. Every one of his pitches over 29% whiff rate. You got 44 leading the way for the cutter or for the slider. You have 31 on the cutter, 37 on that curveball, and 31 with the changeup. This is an arsenal that not many teams are going to be successful with. I love this matchup with the Giants. I'm really curious to see what the Giants starting lineup is going to be. I've been using. I'm over on RotoWire, just taking a look there. Lamont Wade, Jock Peterson, Conforto, Crawford, David VR. Like this is a lineup that Garrett Cole should absolutely light up. This is I think this is going to be really bad for them. It's a really cold game as well, which obviously it's not great for pitchers, but I do think it favors the pitchers because the batters have to be out there trying to hit a ball while you're freezing, right? So I lean the hitters to be a little bit behind, obviously, to start the season, and also that weather. And once you get warmed up and you're throwing pitchers, you're kind of gone already. You know, you're already warm. You're doing something every single pitch. So maybe you just don't have the elite spin rate that you would normally, but do really like this spot. Corey Kluber facing off against Anthony Santander. I think Santander is going to have another huge year. I had him in a lot of best balls already drafted. 304 against against the non-shift last year, so normal, just straight up baseball, which is awesome to see. A 304 batting average here. I love the top of this order. I think Santander is going to just absolutely crush this year. I look at his numbers here, and you see obviously a 105 WRC plus versus righties, a 159 versus lefties. He's great against both sides. Obviously, a switch hitter. He's not going to have any worry about getting pinch hit for. But if we do see a lefty come out of the pen, obviously Santander absolutely crushes them. But he is an above-average hitter against both sides of the plate. Corey Kluber is not missing too many bats at this point in his career. And if you're going to give Santander a guy who has a very very high hard hit percentage, I'll sign up for Santander in this matchup in Fenway. And this might be one of my favorite ones of the day. This is probably, for the price I'm getting on it, I absolutely love it. And it's going to be Max Scherzer, 6 strikeouts, Carlos Correa to record a hit here. Carlos Correa has been a guy who's been on my to get a hit radar every single game pretty much last year because the disrespect was nuts. And wow, I might almost take Scherzer at 5Ks here just because it's only minus 148. Jesus, I might be taking that. That might be a play for me. This is just moving as of now. This was minus 160 before, and I don't lay that type of juice on any plays here. But even more, man, I'm going to get plus 116 on this. I will be all over it. I don't know if anybody pays attention to spring training, but Max Scherzer absolutely put on a absolute clinic against the Rays in his last start. What I really like to see was he went 6 full innings. He went 6 full innings, had 11 Ks. You're not going to do that with one of your high-end starters if he's not 100%. And everybody's going to talk about how his age is getting up there, his oblique, everything. He had a 30.6% strikeout rate last year. This dude's stuff is, like I said, phenomenal. I mean, there's not many guys doing it better than Max Scherzer at this point in his career. Dude is just so good. We just looked at Garrett Cole, who's in the 92nd percentile for K percentage, and Max Scherzer's right up there with him, right up there in chase. Right, his changeup has been completely wipe out. That slider is pretty much unhittable. And I'm just looking here at the team he'll be facing as well. For the Miami Marlins, I don't like Luis Arias at the top, but Chisholm has swings and misses. Jorge Soler definitely has swings and misses. Avisail Garcia, old Brewer. They got Gene Segura there, old Brewer. Wendell, not many strikeouts, but there's a lot of guys in here that will give you some swings and misses, right? 90th percentile in K percentage. Expected batting average is bottom or is 87th percentile. Not getting hit that hard. His whip percentage is way up there. Like everything you could want, especially that chase rate, is top 10% in the MLB. I have a really hard time seeing the Marlins outside of probably Wendell and Arias making solid contact here, just because those two are just straight bat on ball and they're not really looking for power. It'd be kind of funny to hopefully see him face Jorge Soler 3 times because I believe that'd be just 3 straight Ks. And it's also really nice for the first game now that Scherzer is getting older, that he's getting a dome game in his first one here in Miami. So really like that. And then obviously Carlos Correa is facing Greinke, and Correa has been awesome, absolutely awesome. Looking at his average, he was a 314 or 333 batting average with no shift last year, with a 106 WRC plus. Second in the batting order today, he had a 144 WRC plus in that spot, batting 296 last season. But yeah, I think that this is going to be another phenomenal year for him. Don't mind this Greinke matchup. Obviously, not very high whiff percentage. Correa does strike out like 22% against righties, which is way higher than he was against lefties. And we're going to go against a guy who does not strike out anybody. So I think it's a great matchup. We're going to see him put the ball in play. And obviously, as a guy who has an extremely high hard hit percentage, I'll take that. And yeah, I'm really, really excited for both of these spots today. I can't believe they're giving me this at plus 116. I thought this would be like even money at best. But hey, I'll take it. If you're going to give me better odds, I'll take it all day. So Carlos Correa to record a hit to go along with Max Scherzer 6 strikeouts at plus 116, and Anthony Santander to record a hit to go along with Garrett Cole 7 Ks minus 122. So love the slate. thank you guys for tuning in on opening day. Make sure you lock these in right away. Obviously, these are going to be really early games. It's a little bit different now. I'm going to have to get up earlier, get some plays in a little earlier, but nothing better than baseball season, guys. I absolutely love it. So have a good one, guys. Best of luck, and I will see you tomorrow for Pass the Prop and hopefully another one of these videos.